have your financial future all planned out, well, there may be a missing link in your profile when it comes to a solid investing plan. Our next guests say it's precious metals. Steve Rand and Jalen Bird of Scottsdale Bullion and Coin, they are here this morning to talk about how they can help their company. And we were chatting, we've been talking a lot this morning. We started on about, the bank bailout of 2008. We all remember that. We were furious. Are there risks in having a bank account?
Well, there are, and it's because of a lot of the policy changes. Back then, the banks were bailed out by the federal government using our taxpayer dollars. But they've changed those policies, and now it comes down to what's called a bail-in, where if there's another financial crisis, the banks can use the depositor's money because you're no longer considered a depositor. You're now what's called an unsecured creditor. And if your money is taken out of your account, you're given shares of the bank instead of what you had for a deposit before. So there's a lot of risks moving forward.
A lot of risks moving forward. And, Jalen, we were talking about those policy changes. Is that happening? Are people now, you think, not investing in banks and kind of keeping the precious metals at the top of their list, or should they be?
I definitely think they should be. We've seen the changes happen in banks as recent as last week. A bank in Spain got in trouble, and they're having to go in and take money out of the depositees' accounts, and because they're creditors now. Greece, Cyprus, and in those cases, if you had 10,000, they just took 5, and you were left with 5. So metals is a good way to save your money.
Absolutely. It's a global impact, and we were talking about that. What do you guys suggest for those who are watching? How do we protect our assets?
Well, you're not going to take all your money out of the bank because you have to live and you have to pay your bills. But if you're getting such a low interest rate anyway, there's barely anything in it for you. So why not take some of that money out of the bank, take it out of the control of the federal government or the banks, put it into something tangible and real that you can hold yourself, and that if things go sideways, you know that this is done incredibly well during the last financial crisis. Gold went up several 100%. There's no reason to think that gold and silver wouldn't do that again. And given the circumstances that we have, it gives you more peace of mind and more control over your money, because you certainly don't have it in the banks like most people think they do.
Absolutely. And Jalen, a lot of people have no idea how to start that process. How will you all help us through?
The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to help you understand all of this, and that's probably the most important thing, is understand what happened, what can happen, and what you can do, because there are things that you can do. You have choices, and when you have choices, then you can protect yourself, and that's the most important thing to us.
I think that's I love how you said protect yourself, because I think in 2008 none of us felt protected. We felt like the government just took our money and bailed banks out, and we were furious and could do nothing about it.
Right, and if the banks didn't learn anything because they were given this bailout, what's to stop them from getting into the same risk again? But now it's not the taxpayers' dollars that are bailing them out. It's our actual deposits, and that's what's really scary.
So if someone's watching and saying, okay, I want to do this, I want to invest in precious metals, how much is too little to start? Is there a too little? Is there a too much?
I don't think that there's a too little. We tell people all the time, dip your toes in the water. Start small. That way you get a chance to understand what the process is like, how easy it is to work with us, how we're there through the whole process with you. And then we can start talking about what's a goal to work towards. How much do we want to allocate? And it's so easy to get going in that process.
Yeah. And Steve, can we set it and forget it? You'll take care of us?
Yeah, I mean, we're a full service company. We're going to be with you through the entire process, holding your hand. And then we're also going to give you strategies on when is the right time to maybe reallocate that down once things do maybe hopefully get better at some point.
Yeah, so we can give you a call and say, so how much are my precious metals looking like now? And you can give us that big number.
Yeah. We do it all the time.
Oh, and I know people are jumping for joy on the other end, risk-free and protection.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. Those were the takeaways for me. Scottsdale Bullion and Coin, they have a special offer for you this morning. The first 15 callers, you're going to receive a free silver coin, great for investing. They are located at 14500 North Site Boulevard, Suite 204. 480-459-5597 is the number to call to book your appointment, or you can visit them online, sbcgold.com.